In an offseason filled with speculation and anticipation, the Green Bay Packers find themselves at a critical juncture regarding their tight end situation. After using their day 2 draft picks last year to select 2 promising tight ends, Luke Musgrave in the 2nd round and Tucker Kraft in the 3rd, the expectation was to create a formidable duo. However, with Kraft coming off a torn ACL, the Packers now face a daunting landscape filled with uncertainty as they prepare for the upcoming season. Where are you watching from today, Packers fans? Leave your thoughts in the comments below as we dive into this critical analysis of our tight end prospects. Let's cut to the chase. Kraft's injury looms large over the tight end position. ACL injuries have become somewhat commonplace in professional sports, but the reality is that the road to recovery can be fraught with challenges. Kraft, who previously touted himself as the best do-it-all tight end in the league before his injury, remains steadfast in his belief that he can return to that elite level. His confidence is commendable, and it's easy to imagine him making a significant impact once back on the field. After all, we've seen players defy the odds before. However, the question remains, what if Kraft doesn't return to form? Before his injury, Kraft was nothing short of sensational. He showcased his talent dramatically during a 7th-game showdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he caught 7 passes for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. To put that into perspective, it was a performance that was not only memorable but statistically significant. With 128 yards after the catch in that game alone, Kraft's YAC, yards after catch, was the 3rd most recorded by a tight end over the last decade, underscoring just how dominant he was in that matchup. He was on track for a staggering season, projecting towards 1,139 yards and 13 touchdowns, numbers that would have placed him among the all-time greats for tight ends. Yet, as promising as Kraft's return seems, we must also recognize the inherent risks involved in recovering from such a serious injury. It would be unreasonable to expect him to immediately replicate that extraordinary performance level right out of the gate. Injuries change players, and while Kraft's work ethic during rehabilitation has been commendable, the reality is that many athletes struggle to return to their pre-injury selves. That's not a reflection of his effort, but rather the nature of such a significant setback. On the flip side, we have Musgrave, who has unfortunately not lived up to expectations thus far. His rookie campaign was marred by a kidney injury, limiting his potential impact on the field. He managed to post 34 catches for 352 yards and a single touchdown, but since then, he has struggled to make his mark. During Kraft's injury recovery, Musgrave has had ample opportunities to step up and seize a prominent role but has mostly been a non-factor. His statistics over the last 2 seasons tell a troubling story: 31 catches for 297 yards and 0 touchdowns. Hardly the production one would expect from a player who was drafted with high hopes. With Kraft still in recovery and Musgrave looking to prove himself, the tight end position remains a critical concern for the Packers. The team also suffered a blow last season with John Fitzpatrick's torn Achilles, which left a void in the blocking game. Fitzpatrick was not just a blocker. He was a key contributor who averaged over 60% of his snaps in that role. His absence will undoubtedly be felt, particularly with the current lack of depth at the tight end position. Looking ahead, the Packers must consider the roster implications. Kraft is strong, but he alone cannot bear the weight of the tight end duties, especially with Musgrave's inconsistent performance. The team may have to rely on other options like Josh Weil, who lacks experience as a traditional tight end, or undrafted players like Messiah Swinson and RJ Maryland, who could bring fresh talent but remain untested at the NFL level. The Packers are at a crossroads. They need production and reliability from their tight end group now more than ever, particularly with the wider receiver depth being a concern. Can Kraft bounce back and reclaim his place as a star? Will Musgrave finally step up and deliver the performance that fans have eagerly anticipated? The answers to these questions will shape not only the tight end position but the overall offensive capability of the Green Bay Packers as they head into the new season. As we draw closer to training camp, all eyes will be on how this situation unfolds. For the Packers to succeed, they need a strong and effective tight end duo capable of making plays and supporting the offense. The stakes could not be higher. Let's hope for a swift and successful recovery for Kraft, a breakout from Musgrave, and perhaps a surprise from the undrafted rookies. The fate of the tight end position, and perhaps the entire offense, rests in the balance. Packers fans, your thoughts are crucial. Share your opinions on what you expect from our tight ends this season in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analyses and breaking news on the Green Bay Packers.